Hey everyone, Navy Doc 5184 here. Welcome to another music reaction. Today we are reacting to Baby Metal and their song Karate, and I am really looking forward to this. Baby Metal has actually kind of surprised me a little bit. I like I guess you could say the way they're set up. I know like the other J-Rock, J-Metal bands I've done, Bandmate and Love Bites, where like their own band doing their own instruments. But then I learned when I did Baby Metal's Chocolate that it's the three of them who do the singing and dancing, whereas they have like a, I guess you say, I don't want to say a backup band, but they have a, other groups there. So it's a very unique setup, but I really enjoyed. I think the thing I liked the most about Chocolate was the idea of it felt like a mix of different type of rock genres in the song. Like it wasn't like solely just metal. It felt like it was a mix of like like you had your heavy metal, almost a little bit of pop rock. I won't say pop metal. I wouldn't say that there is like a genre, but if there was ever to be a combination that you could call pop metal, I feel like that that this group would be it. And it's so fascinating, and I think that's what made it so fun to watch and listen to, is because it's very different and unique. It's not like your normal any band, really. I mean, not even just J-Rock or J-Metal, just any band, period. It's a very unique way they do that, and they pulled it off so nicely that it was just so much fun. So really looking forward to continuing this journey as well. I imagine that this will probably be another fun song. We shall see once we get started, which we'll actually go ahead and do in just a sec. So I'll leave a link to the original video in the description below, and let's go ahead and get started. Hey there, thanks for stopping by, and I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the content and would like to give some extra support to the channel, feel free to check the description for various ways to do so, some which will include an affiliate link to Dubby, which you use, you get a 10% off your order, and also a link to my merch store, which is constantly running promotions and deals, as well as a link to my Patreon page, which you can get exclusive perks and content. Naturally, liking the video and leaving a comment helps as well. Thanks again, and enjoy the video. Okay. You have piqued my interest. Well, they look like they're ready to fight. Then again, with a song called Karate, I would like to think they'd be ready to fight. Yo. Yo. Yo, this makes me want to throw hands. Very interesting. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that was some nice work right there. All right, so a couple things right off the bat. So the first thing is the thing that like I found so interesting is it's almost kind of like what I said at the beginning of the video. It's like the song, it's like it starts off sounding so hard and you're just ready just to like, get yourself, in like a mosh pit or something. Like I myself said, this, that beginning already ready had me to, ready to throw hands. But here's the thing. If you were just listening to it, if you had never heard Baby Metal before, and you're just listening to it, you get that first opening riff and everything, and then the first vocals come in. I'm telling you right now, if this was someone's first introduction to it, I could imagine the amount of confusion going on in said person's head, because you get all that, and then you get this, I don't want to really say squeaky, because usually a lot of people use that in a insulting term, and I don't want to insult them because I don't think there's anything to insult about this, but it's just such the Clash. It's just one of those things where it's just like, had I not known better, I myself probably would have been like, what in the world is this? But so you got that going, but then when she, again, when, they really started singing again, it's actually very interesting. When I was saying that it's very interesting, it was the way she was singing it's like, despite the fact that it wasn't exactly hard, you could hear a fierceness in it. It's like, I guess if you were to really kind of underestimate her in a way, it's like you could easily underestimate her, but at the same time, she got that tone in her voice to be like, yo, I am not one to be trifled with. Come at me, bro. Type of feel. Where it's like, if you're really paying attention, you might take some note, but at the same time, if you're kind of egotistical and just looking, it's like, yeah, no, this is gonna be no problem. But it's like, she just had that tone where it's just like, if you really listen to it, it is like she's basically saying, come at me, bro. I am not one to be trifled with. And that is just such a very interesting thing about this group. And as I said before, I think that's what I like about them so much, is it feels like that there's such a clash, but it's like, I guess you could say a very artistic clash, where you just kind of throw stuff together and it just makes such an awesome painting in a way. And I feel like that's what Baby Metal is. It's just, you just throw stuff together and it works and makes something amazing that many other people could not get away with. It's almost like a trap. They're luring you in, just like come on. She's even expressing herself like someone you don't want to mess with. I don't know who that is, but he is doing some solid work. I'm digging everything about this video. It's so well done. Nice. I like the vibe I'm getting with that little bit they just did there. Oh, okay. That was solid. Caught it by the wing. Wow. Oh, all right. All right, y'all. That was Baby Metal and Karate, and that was a fun music video. I really enjoyed that. I'm not gonna lie, near the end of it, like with the way they were doing the video, the choreography and everything, I'm very curious. I'm gonna look after I get done recording this. I'm gonna see if I can find a live version of this, because I'm not gonna lie, that feels like that would have been a very fun song to perform live if they did, you know, the lighting right, the choreography right, and everything. I feel like that would be a very fun song to see live. So I'm gonna have to see if I can find a version of that to watch on my own time. But I mean, that was awesome. And again, I think what does it for me is the clash. It feels like if you just isolated the vocals from the music and just listen to the vocals themselves, you wouldn't imagine that that's the music that's going behind it, I feel like. And vice versa, you strip, you know, the vocals away and just listen to just the background music and everything, you wouldn't feel like that those would be the voices that would go with the music, and yet somehow it works. And I think that's the thing I've really been enjoying about, and not even just with my you know, doing like the Japanese rock, Japanese metal, but even some of the K-pop stuff I've seen. And maybe it's just me looking a bit too much into it, but I feel like that they're a lot more brave in terms of going out on a limb and trying something different that, you know, you might not think would work for them. You know, I feel like a lot of times with American artists, I mean, there's too many times where I've heard so many artists that sound so similar. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but I remember I was listening to oh, I don't know if it was Adele or not, but okay, I'm not gonna waste too much time trying to think about it. But the bottom line is, I heard a song and I was absolutely sure it was one person, and then I find out it was another, and I'm like, really? I never would have guessed. And then it got to a point where I've listened to a couple different songs from each one, and in all honesty, I couldn't tell one artist from the other. You know, it just feels like once, you know, you find like what works and what is popular, they just kind of, I guess you could say, limit themselves to that. 'Cause I mean, naturally, yes, you want to be successful with what you do, but I feel like a lot of artists nowadays have really gotten to the point where they feel afraid to try to go out on a limb. That's one of the reasons why actually I respect someone like Taylor Swift a lot, as weird as that sounds. Is if you listen to a lot of her earlier stuff compared to what she does now, you can definitely see an evolution, whereas a lot of people, I feel like once they finally, you know, hit it, they just kind of stick with that one style and don't really stray off too much. So that's one reason, like, why Taylor Swift and even Beyonce, I gotta give Beyonce credit too, because she's kind of done the same thing. You know, Beyonce never really just stuck with the same thing. She would go out, you know, and, you know, she tried, you know, her hand to different stuff, you know, and you gotta respect that. You know, I think that's one of the reasons why I have a lot of respect for them. While they may not be like on my top list of favorite artists or anything, I respect the fact that they're able to go out on a limb. But then I get to people like Love Bites, Bandmate, Baby Metal. Recently with the K-pop, you know, I really like Blackpink and Black Swan. Throw in some BTS in there, but I really like the fact that it feels like they're willing to kind of go out on a limb, and it feels like that's just more of a regular. Like, you can listen to each one of their songs, and while, yeah, you'll probably hear some similarities, but like, let's go album by album. That would probably be a better. It's like the albums themselves don't really sound the same, and I really appreciate that. And it's one of those things where it's like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well. I think that's kind of like where you kind of have to trust that your fans, it's like, they're gonna stick with you. And you know, I'm the type where it's like, you might come out with something that's absolute garbage, but I at least respect the fact that you kind of tried, you know, to do something different and just not stay the same, because eventually even the diehard fans are gonna get sick of it. So it's like, you kind of got to switch out a little bit and see if you can kind of go on the limb, because if you can try like a different type of sound and it works, that gives you a lot more freedom and a lot more variety in the work you can do. And I seem to feel that a lot more with these type of groups, where they do that a lot more regularly. You know, it's like I could not see an American band doing what BABYMETAL does. Same thing with like Love Bites. You know, it's like I don't see too many American bands that would do what they do. Same thing with well, again, I could literally go through any foreign person that I've reacted to, and I'd be like, you know, you just don't see American artists doing that. I feel like it's like once they get that comfort zone, they just stay there. But that's just my opinion. But I think that's why I really enjoyed, even though I think this is only my second BABYMETAL reaction, I definitely could see myself reacting to them a lot more because I really enjoy the variety that they bring in. Not even just the variety in their songs, but the variety within the song. And that in itself is just insanely unique. It's like, it's not even just their styles. Like the style of the songs are different. It's like you get various different styles in one song. And that is really cool to me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just leave it right there. And thank you guys for stopping by. Feel free to check out some of my other reactions to different J-Rock, J-Metal groups. Thank you again for stopping by, and I will catch you all down the road.